Right then, this is a walk around video, and this is for a Ford Focus 1.6 Zetec Navigator. As you can see, it's the estate car, finished in silver. This car's covered 69,000 miles and comes with a full service history attached to the car. A very rare car indeed, just given its condition. It's absolutely beautiful. Most estates and family estates tend to be used fairly heavily by families, but this is one of the nicest I think you'll ever see. I can see one tiny little blemish on the car, and it is tiny, but I'll go around the car for you. Lights and lenses are completely clear and intact. Front bumper, very clean indeed. Bonnet itself, it's hard to see a stone chip on there anywhere. Don't apologise, it's a lovely sunny day, but unfortunately it's absolutely awful doing videos, it's very glary. Near side, passenger side first, and it's just beautifully smooth in the panels. This has got a full set of Goodyear tyres all around, which is a lovely sign of ownership. And these alloys, by the way, genuine Ford alloys, were actually replaced under warranty a year or so ago, so they're virtually as new. So come down the remainder of the near side, and I'm going to show you the only mark, because you have to really look for it, and it's here somewhere. It's just there. It's the tiniest little dimple dent, the size of my little fingernail. I mean, it is minuscule, absolutely minuscule, but that's the point of the videos. Coming on the back of the car, again, wonderfully clean. All the bumper corners, edges, all the bits that normally get marked and scagged are completely unmarked. Offside, driver side, again, absolutely mirror smooth. The man won't mind me saying is who had this, because obviously it's part exchange that's come into us, by his own admission, was incredibly fussy, and I think that's a wonderful thing to see on a car, and ownership, and it's a reflection of how he keeps his cars in terms of how this car's been kept, because it is absolutely superb. Right, so parked in the shade now, so it's not so glary when I come inside the car. Boot area, the Achilles heel of all estates, and look at that, it's absolutely as new. Rubberized mat, again, genuine Ford stuff, which means the carpeted area underneath looks absolutely pristine. Coming to the back now, door cards on both sides, absolutely beautiful. Full set of original rubberized Ford mats fitted to the car, and again, rear seats look absolutely as new, almost as if they've hardly ever been used. Front passenger door card, again, continues the theme, absolutely beautiful. Footwell area is absolutely immaculate, and front passenger seat there, again, just been given a very limited use. So finally come to the driver's door card, again, all really nice. Apologise a bit, get my shadow out of the way, but the driver's seat, trust me, is absolutely as new. So sat inside the car now, engine's running through this section, so dashboard can be seen illuminated. Dashboard looks factory fresh, it's absolutely stunning. Sat nav, as you can see, they're working exactly as it should. But everything has just been kept wonderfully clean. We literally haven't had to clean it, that's how nice the car's been kept. Going to the main dashboard binnacle, panning there for you, 69,111 miles. Engine's running, no warning lights on the dashboard at all whilst the engine's in operation. But it really is one of these cars where the video cannot do it justice. Just to quickly show you, owner's manual, pack and lock and wheel nut key, both here and present with the car. Right then, this is a road test video, and this is for a Ford Focus, and it's the Zetec Nav 1.6 petrol estate. This particular car is registered BG64FMJ, and mileage is currently 69,105 miles. Hopefully this obviously will follow on from the walk around video I'll be doing after it, bizarrely, it's just where it's edited, there we go. The reason for doing the video is very simply is that we want anyone that's looking at the cars that we sell to actually see those cars in operation. We know that many of our customers are willing to travel big distances to come and see us, and the least we can do is go to the time and effort to do this. Reason being, we know just how frustrating it can be to go and see a car which can look grand in the photographs and in the description, only to get there, drive it and find out it's got a fundamental issue. It's kind of a warning light or a nasty noise or something, and having not been told about it. So that's why we do it. So it is critical in that sense. The video is also done on these lovely quiet country roads, very, very close to our premises, and this actually forms part of the test drive route any prospective buyer would go on should they be offered a test drive in the vehicle. So as you'll know from the advert actually and the walk around video, I mean, this has been an exceptionally well looked after car, and it feels it as soon as you get in and drive the car. It is incredibly tight and taut. The engine starts instantly, of course, settles to an absolutely smooth, even idle. There are no warning lights on the dashboard whatsoever, and temperature gauge running at just under half, which is pretty much bang on where it should be on these cars. Engine, nice, flexible, willing unit, lovely and smooth. I used to work for Ford many years ago, so I've got a bit of a soft spot for them still. But this engine, it's just a very pleasant engine to use day in, day out, and nice and economical as well. Engine then feeds through clutch into gearbox. Clutch is absolutely perfect, smooth, positive in actuation, and bike point is exactly where it's meant to be on there as well. Gearbox, and Ford, to be fair to them, always do nice gearboxes on their cars. They have done since the very early days of me driving, and this is no different to any of them. It's got a lovely selection, smooth, really good synchro mesh, and I can't feel anywhere in the linkage at all. It just feels absolutely as new to drive. Steering on the car, which has always been a strong suit of the Ford and the chassis design, and you know, you can see why people sort of rave about these cars, motoring press in particular, because it just strikes a lovely balance. The steering is very nicely weighted, and Ford put a lot of effort into these. I remember when the Ford Mondeo first came out, it was a real game changer for Ford, because they really had a really excellent chassis on that car, and ever since then they've pretty much done the same templates, the same for all of their vehicles. The steering just is really fluid in action. Again, it can feel absolutely no wear in it at all, but it just allows the car to flow through corners and really gives you kind of feedback which you don't get in so many other cars. It also tracks absolutely dead straight. There's no vibrations at all at this speed or any speed up the legal limit, the speeds at which obviously I'm allowed to drive the car. Chassis, as I said, it's just very comfortable. They managed to combine the best of every world, Ford, on these cars. A very fluid, comfortable ride, but with really nicely damped chassis, giving you excellent shock absorption of the bumps, like the one there. It's there, but it's not harsh. That's what they do so well. But when you go through corners like this, if you're in the mood, you can attack with vigour, but it's got an immediacy to its change of direction, which is lovely. Also worth pointing out, no nasty noises coming from underneath the car. All feels really solid and taut. Brakes on the car, just wait to get around the corner a second. I know they're very good, but I'll do it as a matter of fact anyway. But just give them a good old shove. There's a really nice brake pedal on the car. What I'm looking for is just a good initial bite on the brake pedal, but also no kind of pulsing or vibrations coming back through, and there's nothing at all. It's absolutely perfect in that sense. Looking around inside the vehicle, as you'll know from the walk around video, it's been just beautifully looked after, this car. Whilst on the move, air conditioning's on, blows out lovely cold air. He had that regust, I think it was last year, and it's lovely and cool in the vehicle, but it's very nicely put together, in fairness. No squeaks, no rattles, no trims, buzzers from the trim. Just a very nicely put together machine, and just a nice dash to sit behind. It's very simple to operate. Sat nav, which is a nice thing to see on these cars, working exactly as it should, but everything's very simple to operate. All the information's very it's in your face, it's there. You don't have to kind of look twice to get things going. As as I said at the start of the video, but the point of it, brief as it might be, is literally just to show the car in operation. It is an awful cliche and one that's used in the motor trade far too often, but you know, I reserve occasions like this to sort of use it, I guess, because I mean, this really just feels like I'm sat in a new car and I'm driving a new car. It really is incredibly tight and taut, this vehicle. However, as always, if you've got any questions about the car, don't hesitate, do give us a call.